pursuit of heroes, legends old. In his stories their glories unfold. Baz the Bard with strings of gold. His heart cries out the tales he's told.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Meta Report. My name's Baz the Bard and I've been joined by Scott Mines. How's it going, Scott?
Oh, well, look at this, 3 weeks in a row. Apparently people aren't sick to death of me yet, so happy to come back and talk a little bit more Fab. How are you, Baz?
I'm very well, very well. Sort of like
Good.
Busy week, busy weekend, getting the last of the sort of like event information in. I had a chat from Estonia asking me if I will add Estonia to the Meta Report, but I'm going to sadly decline on that because this takes me so much time. I don't think I would have any extra time to put Estonia in. It's very flattering that people want me to support their communities, and I really love doing this. But there's only so much that I can stretch to. So I'm going to have to decline that. I'm afraid. Sorry for that.
No, a shame, but an understandable one, I'm sure. Hopefully, some point we can expand the Meta Report to the entire globe. But until then, look after yourself and
Indeed.
make sure you're all right.
Well, I've got more in the band, maybe, and they can help me out. But you can check out Estonia's Flesh and Blood because they've got a YouTube channel, which I'll put in the description. So you can go check them out. They're doing armories, they're doing skirmishes. So, they've got some good videos up there.
Awesome.
Okie dokie. So we're into the last week. We talked about sort of like the results from week 2. These are how week 2's results finished. Oh my God, Zen is done. I mean, I thought he was going to make it through to sort of like week 3. Week 2 is always sort of like the most popular week for events, and Zen did not disappoint in the slightest. Out he goes. Phenomenal results he's put in, but sadly he was a bit too powerful for Skirmish.
It won't be missed. That's all I'm going to say on this front. I think. We all kind of alluded to the fact we knew he was probably going this season, but to go in week 2 is honestly a bit problematic, and we've seen it since then with all the announced changes and the design philosophy changes from LSS. But for anyone who bought the deck to play in the Skirmish season and their store happened to book their event in week 3, well, you didn't get a chance, did you? And that's not a great play experience. So I'm hopeful this is a one for the history books, one to talk about when we talk about the test of time, and that we never ever see this kind of pace of LLing again.
Yeah, we've had sort of like banned and restrictions. We've got a whole new Flesh and Blood come out now. It's nice to see a fresh design philosophy coming in, and sort of like this week's results will reflect it. Rhinar, 7 wins needed until he hits the halls of Living Legend. So when this video hits, probably they'd have put the results out and he might already be there. Victor Goldmane's had a phenomenal path as well. 23 wins left to go, and then Victor Goldmane goes to Living Legends. So he's had a fabulous time.
Yeah, for sure. Victor, another one of those ones that is definitely on a bit of a climb quickly, but it just goes to show you the difference, really, doesn't it? Victor has turned up, won some call-ins, other things before this season, is arguably the second best performing deck in the entirety of Skirmish, and he's nowhere close to the level of dominance we saw from Zen at the end. So it's very telling, and I think, as I say, this season will be a fun one to look back on and learn some lessons from, but probably not one that I'm eager to relive.
Yeah, indeed. Right, let's get on with the report itself. Let's go to Ireland. The Gathering in Limerick, 18 players. Fantastic turnout for the last week. Normally you get a drop-off in sort of like player attendees, especially this week because we had the premiere event as well. So overall, the attendances are down, but Ireland's the exception. 18 is the highest sort of like attendance, we shall say, for an event. So 3 Emperor, 3 Rhinar, 3 Victor. Awesome, absolutely awesome that the Emperor's come out to play. Betsy's out as well, so we're seeing sort of like heroes that we don't normally see. Sort of like a Bravo's managed to pop in, and a Betsy's there.
Yeah, some unconventional ones here. People playing their preferred flavor of a certain class. You've got the one new that isn't the 3rd Arachne, the one Bravo that isn't the 4th Victor. And that's just lovely stuff to see. Betsy, of course, very obscure choice. Hopefully a little bit better with her upcoming specialization. But as you say, love to see some Emperor. It's been a bit overshadowed by the success of Blaze, to be honest, and is a deck I enjoy and has its place in Blitz. So nice to see it being the most played deck in a room. Hopefully it found some success.
Yeah, Blaze has had a absolutely phenomenal result run this season. We can see that from the meta map later. Okay,
Absolutely.
but top 4. Okie dokie. So, Dave Russell on Rhinar, Jack Walsh on Victor, Adam West. So when he retired from his Batman days in the 1960s, he looks like he has settled in Ireland and now he's playing Rhinar. And Carl Boyle on Victor. And Carl is the only one I have information on. RTN 2024. He won a draft with Olympia. Not normally something you hear, but so well done on that, Carl. Well done.
Yeah, lovely to see. I actually don't know all too much about this matchup in Blitz, to be completely honest. I feel like there should be enough evasion for Rhinar to do his thing through what Victor has to offer. So I'm also being slightly swayed by the existence of Batman in the lineup, as you say.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with Rhinar on both sides of these brackets and see if they met in the finals.
Okie dokie. It wasn't a Rhinar mirror in the final. So Jack Walsh versus Adam West.
Evidently, this matchup can go both ways, as we've just seen from the semi-finals, and therefore I will be using no prior knowledge and betting on Adam West because I think it would be very funny.
Well done, mate. Yeah. Fantastic.
Sometimes humour prevails.
And, there we go.
Yes, I'll take the astounding win for the acting veteran. Nice to see that they're finding success in Flesh and Blood.
Brilliant. Well done, Adam. Other news. During sort of like the premiere event, they did a giveaway, didn't they? They did. And one lucky Irishman walked away with a Worlds trip, paid flights, accommodation to Worlds in Osaka. Well done, Jacob Nowicki. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Wow. He messaged me to say, did you see it? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And he just went, look, and he showed me the picture and I was like, oh my God, that is absolutely flipping brilliant.
That's quite the flex. And Jacob, enjoy it. I will see you there. And I look forward to you telling me all about how excited you were when you found out. So.
Yeah, he says he's going to take his son. So
it's incredible. Yeah, no, I love that. Love that.
It's going to be a one heck of a load of memories going to be made on that trip. So, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's made my week. I'm so happy to hear.
Okay, so how does the meta map shake down? Here it is in Ireland. So, Lexi and Rhinar are the Blitz winners for the skirmish, sort of like up and down the country. And we have a Zen over sort of like in Dublin. So, well done, Ian Holland on Zen. Your name will be forever immortalised in taking him to living legend. Well done. Okay. So let's go over to the UK. Manaleek, I said about sort of like a lower attendee. 8 players, Manaleek. This is pretty much the average we're going to see this week. 8 players for most of the events.
As you say, sometimes these things just don't line up for people's schedules, and the last week is always a little bit quieter when it comes to turnout than the rest. This is a really sweet little lineup, though. Love to see Enigma New Moon. I think it's one of the coolest designs in Flesh and Blood that really hasn't been explored so much yet, just because it was kind of released recently and in a situation where Blitz isn't necessarily the main focus. Beyond that, a lot of what you'd expect here, to be honest. Cool to see a Dory, but yeah, most of what I expected to see.
Okay, they didn't really have a top 8 because there was only 8 players. Okay.
Makes sense.
So these are the top 2 players. James Armstrong on OG Prism. He's got a Skirmish 4 under his belt where he smashed me in the final with Viscerai versus Mike Kasai. I'm never going to live that down, but I'm so glad that Skeletor has gone. And he won a Skirmish 8. Mark Spilsbury, he's got top 4 at Wayland's Forge last week. Played Rhinar as well. He's pretty much a Rhinar main. I would say James Armstrong is pretty much a Prism main through and through, yeah. You know, except for when Viscerai sort of like, rears his head again. Third place was Callum Elcock with Blaze Firemind, and fourth was Stuart Turner on Arachne Solitary Confinement. But this is the final.
All around. I think if I've got to take a side of this, I'm probably taking the Rhinar side again, to be honest. I love James. I know he's frequently in the comment section on these videos as well, so I don't want to let him down if he managed to take this finals, but I'll go with Mark and say that Rhinar took this one as well.
He didn't. James had the special sauce for Prism. Must have been packing some auras to get rid of.
Yeah, for sure. That's a tough matchup, and congratulations to you, James, for taking that one down. Well done.
Okay, so let's go over to Bad Moon in London. 10 players for this one. What a lineup. Oh my God. When I saw Data Doe in this, I was like, oh yes, Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love to see it. And a KO Berserker Runt. For people who remember Berserker Runt, roll a d6 on a 5 and 6, you get double power for that attack.
Now, I'm hoping that we might have been directly responsible for that particular runt existing, but you never know. Data Doll is a hero I love. I think it's a bit of a shame she's losing her Tecloplasma pistol in the near future, courtesy of Dash reaching LL. But the deck actually has a lot of stuff going for it in the Blitz format now. 3 insects isn't as much as a hindrance as you think. There's a lot of very good items, a lot of boom grenades, and of course, plenty of upgrades coming in the Dash Armory deck as well. Love to see that Terror. Love to see the Terror in here as well. Just a hero that I really like the design of. 2 Dromai is very telling of where we are, though. Those London players do definitely seem to like their Dromai right now.
Indeed. I always find that Data Doll does really well if you get a microprocessor early. If you don't get it early, you're going to struggle big time. But a microprocessor puts in a heck of a lot of work in that deck.
Yeah, that card was directly responsible for Dash.io not being Data Doll. They were very scared about bringing Data Doll into CC with microprocessor. Card's a bit strong.
Yeah, it's a bit like it's a bit like bringing Benji into CC.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. They said Zen was meant to be Benji, wasn't Benji because it turns out Spring Tidings pretty messed up. Not allowed to have that one.
Is that why we got rid of a load of draw cards recently? Let's see top
strange.
4. It's the top 4. David Dyson, Data Doll. Oh my God. I was smiling so much when I saw this. But he's got a Skirmish Season 8 under his belt, and he played Zen last week at Spellbound Games, which you can watch on Twitch. Andrew Moore on Blaze, Conrad Pazuski on Bolton, and Kemal Zerek has gone back to Dromai. So the week 1, he got to the top 4 at Lion's Heart Bookshop with Dromai, and he got to the final at Dark Sphere with Lexi last week. But here he is in the top 4.
Well, fair play to you for smashing off some skirmishes and really giving it a good run, Camel. I would love to see Dyson win this. I really would, because Data Doll taking down a skirmish would make me very happy. But I can't imagine Blaze is a hero you're particularly happy to see. You do have access to some Arcane Barrier, but you have 3 intellect, so it's very hard to not die in a heat of Inferno while doing things. In a similar vein, I don't really want to be the Boltwind staring down the Dromai. That doesn't feel particularly appealing to me, so I'm going to guess this was a Blaze Dromai final.
Righty. I don't know how Dyson did it, but he did it. So, how does Data Doll like taking on dragons?
Oh yeah, I mean, I know a lot of matchups in Flesh and Blood, at least some kind of vague matchup knowledge. No idea on this one whatsoever. You know what? It would be more embarrassing if I didn't pick Dyson if you won this. So for that reason solely alone, I'm hoping they manage to take this finals down.
Oh, your mech heart is beating to the steam of David Dyson. But sadly, Camel took it down. Well done, Camel.
Dream killer.
Yeah, 3rd time in the hunt for Camel. He did it. Well done. Really, really good.
No,
well
congratulations, Camel. Good to see your hard work in the season paying off. Commiserations, David, but you've definitely won the day in my heart anyway.
Yeah. So put the time in, and the wins come. Fanboy 3, we're going to Manchester. 18 players. Like I said earlier, this is the highest amount of attendees in an event. We saw that at the Gathering in Limerick. We're seeing it now in Manchester. Another Data Doll. For some reason, sort of like Zen Going has made Data Doll really popular.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to some extent. She is a very linear style of aggro deck with those boom grenades, and you get to be the one that does that best now, given that people aren't randomly exploding to traverse the universe. So yeah, you know, good to see a little bit more of her.
Indeed. So let's see how this shakes down. So Emil Walsh on Blaze. Emil plays predominantly Wizards. I saw him last ProQuest season on Kano, so he's done really well with the Wizards. George Jones, some people call him the Demon Ranger. I know that he's not particularly a fan of that, so that's the last time I shall say it.
No, he loves it. That can stay.
RTN 2023 winner Damien Churchill on Victor, and Matthew Huell has got 2 Skirmish Season 7s under his belt, and it was OG Prison.
It was.
Do you actually know this? Because
I do not know.
Right, okay.
I have been busy enough to not be able to catch up with the happenings of this particular event, unfortunately. So I will have to do my best to make an educated guess.
Right, okay.
I do think I would prefer to be on the Blaze side of the matchup with George. I think Blaze into Lexi is Blaze favoured. And of course, Prism Victor is always one of those 90-90 matchups everyone likes to talk about. But I think I would prefer to be on the Prism side of that. So we'll say it was Prism Blaze in the final of this.
Ooh, Prism Blaze. Okay. It only matters in the final. Okay.
That it does.
Lexi versus Prism. George Jones versus Matthew Huell.
I think I would prefer to be on the Lexi side of this personally, depending on how these lists are constructed. As I say, I don't know how this went, sadly, ahead of time, which would have helped. Truthfully, I'll be honest with myself here. I think I would pick Lexi, but I also think I would have heard someone being loud about winning a skirmish if they had. So it makes it very, very low. So I'm going to trust my heart. I'm going to say that George took this down, and I just don't happen to know about it. But.
Okay, it seems that George is a very quiet man. He's very modest. He takes his wins when he can, and showing that he is a fantastic Ranger player. In his 2023 RTN win, he won with Azalea. So yes. I've known him quite a long time playing Lexi. So well done, George. Well done.
Yeah, fair play to you, George. I apologise for not being aware of that ahead of the broadcast today. I can tell you the kind of week that I've had. But congratulations, my friend, and well done on showing them how to play Ranger yet again.
Thing is, I mean, you don't look at the results ahead of time. It's only Manchester because you're sort of like with Liam Holden, Liam Canning. You kind of not know that area. The rest of them,
Manchester is my local play group. I always go in dark on these things. It just so happens that obviously, if I'm at the event in Manchester or it's happened and I wasn't there, I'm in all the Discord servers and group chats and stuff. So normally I catch wind of that particular event, but not this time. So
I would say sort of like the community's been really good because most of the time they put all the results straight on the Discord page, but this season everybody's been messaging me directly and saying wait for Baz's show. That's
way more fun. I would encourage them to do that on the regular if people are watching, because it creates more of an interesting dynamic.
Indeed, it's been fantastic. Right, Angle Gaming Peterborough, not too far away from me, 8 players. So a melody. Oh my god, a melody. I had to make that one up. That wasn't on Purple Fox. So
yeah, I can imagine that's an unconventional choice.
I was just like, am I reading that right? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, she could do some cool stuff. I think a lot of people definitely left her underexplored from the around the table box and just kind of assumed it was meant to be designed to be a multiplayer deck. But she can pull combo kills out of nowhere and really make you look like a moron if you don't really know what you're doing in the face of Melody. So very cool to see someone pick them up. And I believe someone gave them a go at Nationals this year as well, which was the first time I saw Melody getting played in a battle hardened, which was very cool. So happy to see that. Happy to see Riptide again. Happy to see KO Berserker run again. Otherwise, yeah, this is the expected camaraderie you'd expect from an 8-player skirmish.
Right, no top 8. So this was the final. Okay, Ian Porter on Victor Goldmain. He's been repping sort of like Guardians. He is a Guardian main, and he's been doing Victor since it's come out. So he's got a Skirmish Season 7, ProQuest 4. Aaron Eddy, I've got no information on him. Third place was Tom Hazel on Dory, and he's won a ProQuest 5. And fourth place was Rob Emery on Riptide. And of course, he has the Boards and Swords channel on YouTube, and he recorded this event. So
cool.
Go check him out and go check those games out. So there's some really good players there. Right, so.
Yeah, that's a sweet top 4. I think in this finals, however, this is, I think, one of the reasons to play the Emperor. And I like this matchup as the Emperor, so I'm going to guess that Aaron managed to take this one down.
He did. Well done, mate. Well done. So, fantastic win for Aaron. Well done, mate. Let's go over to Entoyment Wargaming in Poole. So this is the first event that they've run. They've also got a ProQuest coming up. So fantastic achievements for Entoyment Wargaming in Poole. Well done. Fi's come out to play in this one. I was just like, oh, do we remember him? He's a ninja, isn't he? He's got all of his toys pretty much. And an Olympia has come out as well.
Yeah, I guess when you can't just send people, the next backup for the ninja contingent is probably Fi. The Olympia is very cool though, because that's definitely not a explainable choice. That's definitely a personal pick, and I hope they manage to find some success with it. So.
Yeah, he can do some good things in Commoner, but he's still not quite there. Yeah, he's just like, I really want Olympia to get some cool stuff.
Me too. I think the hero's very cool, and the gold being the payoff is not quite enough, especially given that cash in has just been taken away. So yeah, definitely needs a little bit of extra juice, I think, to go over the line in Classic Constructed anyway.
Yeah, he's a bit more fatiguey. Just changes his gold for more armor now, doesn't he? So it's a bit hard for him to actually earn gold at the minute. Right, okay, so let's see the top 4. So Bruno Krakow, on Dory. Ruben Thomas is on Levia. Aidan Bates on Enigma, and Ed Kennan on Blaze. I'm surprised Bruno hasn't actually won an event because he's an amazing player. But I suppose when he's got Francesco around him and Sean Nolden, it's sort of like...
No, Bruno is a quality player. I had the chance to play against him a few times. I don't know their win-loss rate and stuff at events, but I've seen them at the top tables of many an event, so I also assumed they had won many a thing. This is a bit more diverse of a top 4. I am going to assume that Levia is happy to see Dorinthia, because Carrion Husk should eat a Dawnblade swing, rather opportune moment, I should say, and swing that in your favor, I hope. Blaze Enigma is definitely a bit more curious. I'm going to assume Blaze struggles to make its way through a bunch of wards, so my best guess here is going to be Levia Enigma.
Oh, you're slipping, Scott. You're slipping.
Been a long week, man. I can't be perfect forever.
But it doesn't matter until the final. Okay, Dory.
As you keep telling me. If this one was wrong, then fair enough to Bruno. I don't want to be a warrior staring down a wizard. It's never a pleasant experience. So I'm going to guess that Ed took it. And if Bruno managed it, then big congratulations are in store.
Ed did take it, indeed. Yes, Wizard versus Dory is a sad panda game. It's just like, good. He's probably praying for Enigma to do it, but yeah, sadly, for Bruno, congratulations to Ed. Well done, Ed. Fantastic. I think Ed gave me a good kick in at sort of like UKGE when we played in that Blitz event there, but he was playing Rhinar then, and I got stomped by it.
I love how fondly you remember your losses.
Oh, mate, I've got so many. Yeah. I've got hardly any wins. I've got to remember
You're just more eloquent with your wording, You're just like, gave me a good kick in. That's how I explain how I beat people, not how they beat me. I cuss out the people that beat me.
Well, I don't say that sort of like they clubbed a seal. I'm not that bad. But yeah. Right, okay. Last skirmish coming up. It is over to Sweden. Bitsboxen in Karlskrona Troso. I've got to hand it to Erica. I did not know that she was going to be in the premiere event, and I messaged her going, "Have you got any information on this? Can you get me the information?" It was only until I watched the call-in I was like, "Oh, Erica's in America playing in the premiere event, and she still got me these results." Erica, you are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So this is it. Like I said, 8 players, quite small. Aurora seems quite popular though, so yeah, fair play.
Good, yeah. I don't know necessarily how popular Blitz is at Bitsboxen, of course. How could I? But I love the idea, in theory at least, that there's some new players walking into a game store and being willing to give an event like this a shake, thanks to those first strike decks, and that's how I'll choose to believe Aurora is taking an early stand. So good to see this event, and hopefully it's a lot of new faces that are turning up to it.
Yeah, no surprises, Guardians. We're in Sweden after all. So let's see who the final was between. Okay, so I've got no information on these players. David Soderberg on New, Christian Kerr on Levia. 3rd place was Albin Paulsen on Riptide, and 4th place was Jarl Asland on Phi. So Phi made it into 4th place, so well done.
Nice, yeah.
But this is the final. New versus Levia.
I don't know a ton about this matchup, to be honest. I hear it's actually quite an interesting one to play in Classic Constructed, because New can banish all your blood debt for you, which of course can be beneficial, but also absolutely problematic, depending on how and when you would like it to be there. That's about as far as my knowledge goes on the matchup, though, truthfully. So I am going to assume that that's not a great thing in Blitz when the game is a bit punchier and quicker. And I'm going to say that David Soderbergh took this one.
He did. Well done, Scott. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. So well done, David. Well done. You sound like some film director. But yeah, managed to get there with new. So congratulations.
Yes, do let us know when the documentary about your astounding victory is on the way. I'll have to make sure that I give it a watch.
This is how the meta map shakes down for Sweden. Sort of like, it's amazing from sort of like, I would say sort of like the top of Sweden. It's not quite the top of Sweden, sort of like, we're about sort of like 3/4 of the way up, but sort of like, a phenomenal amount of results. FAB is going all over there, and players will travel. Like we talked about earlier, sort of like last week, that Eric will, is 5 hours, 7 hours on a train. There are some heck of a lot of journeys going on for players to play FAB. So fantastic.
For sure, I can only give all the praise in the world to the people that are willing to make those journeys. It's not easy. It takes a toll on the body. It takes a toll on the brain to keep traveling quite that much. And your passion for FAB does not go unnoticed. And I do hope you're enjoying yourselves as much as I have to assume you are.
Indeed. One living legend there, and that was Icelander is cold in Sweden.
As it should be.
Righty. So, talking about living legend, let's go over to Living Legend. These are the Living Legend wins from week 2. When this comes out, obviously, LSS will have published week 3s, but Prism pretty much took honours for this week. Fantastic amount of wins for the OG Prism. Zen, there's no let up, sort of like only one win behind. But it shows that people are adapting, shows that Prism can pull out the wins.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out Illusionist is still really good. And it's, for me personally, a bit of a shame to see so much of it, because it means that our dear girl Icelander is on a slight bit of a downtick, because good lord, is that matchup miserable. Outside of that, some cool winners here. Nice to see kind of the Guardians snaking up still. Bravo, star of the show. Olden managing to pick up a few wins each. Dash picking up one already, even though she hasn't quite ascended, is very sweet. And Levia winning a Living Legend skirmish do colour me slightly surprised, but very, very cool to see.
Yeah, but she can do it. She proves she can do it.
Evidently.
If they did points for Living Legend, Bravo might actually get more points for his Living Legend than he ever has done in sort of like a classic constructed or blitz.
Maybe we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, Starvo has already done more than enough work, I think, in terms of getting himself LL'd 1.5 times before he actually left the format. I don't think he needs any more excuses to rack up points in Living Legend. But
yeah, there was no Starvo wins last week. I mean, you talked about it where people kind of go, I'm a little bit bored of the play pattern.
They're there, right? We've got three Bravo Star of the show. And,
yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're all good.
Uh-huh. I wear glasses for a reason. I still can't read.
There's a few lonely stalwarts that are still enjoying fusing their elements all over the place. But yes, I'm much happier seeing that amount of Starvo in an event as opposed to all of the top 8 and most of the places after that.
If you're counting the cock-ups that I do, obviously that is one of them. All right. That's the only one I'm giving you.
You get one for free every week, but no more than that.
Yeah. So let's go to Dark Star. So Dark Star Gaming, they postponed their one. It was supposed to be week 2. It's gone on to week 3. I didn't really get any information from it. Sort of like, just got a little bit. So Ashley Chu, he's got a Skirmish 8 under his belt. Nathan Eastwood have got nothing on him. 3rd place was Jordan Ferguson on Azalea, and 4th place was Jordan O'Shea on Azalea as well. So Azalea's pulling their weight.
That's very cool. Cool to see 2 Azaleas kind of showing up in Living Legend. That's a sweet result. I don't actually know all that much about this matchup, to be honest, because I don't have that much experience with the Berserk KO deck in Living Legend. My brain would tell me that, you should be able to just go big, do the thing, combo, no problem. But ice reacts are a real thing that can make you somewhat miserable from Oldhim. And truthfully, I'm not sure. So I think, I feel like Ashley's probably the one that's more experienced with this matchup of the 2. And so I'm going to lean that way as a result. And I'm going to say this went to Ashley.
You were correct. Ashley took it down. Grandfather of Eternity is winning there, so well done. Yeah, I mean,
nice to see.
Stalagmite will put in some work there when you just go, oh, you
Yeah,
can go off. How about an extra bit of frost for you? Pay another
it's
resource.
easy to underestimate, though. Stalagmite, obviously incredible, as you say, but especially that Ice React. When you're so reliant on having cards in your hand to discard to do stuff, losing one of those cards is a particularly huge pain in the ass, especially on the first attack of the turn. So, yeah, I definitely think that, Berserk KO very possibly can just sometimes look at their hand and go, well, you take too much damage and die. But between Stalagmite and that Ice React, I think you can probably shut that combo down enough of the time to be happy about that matchup resulting. So.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, the last one for this season, Mystic Games in Whitney, 8 players. It is Icelanders come out to play. We've got 2 types of Prism. Take your flavour of Prism. Who do you want to play? Quite aggressive. 2 KOs, 2 Zens.
Yep, very much the expected slew here. None of these heroes are a surprise, and I guess that's nice in a way to know that all 6 of these heroes are very, very playable in Living Legend, and anybody really could take the win here.
Mm-hmm. Let's get on to the top 4. Okay, Ben Westmore, Zen. Skirmish 7 RTN 2024 winner. Robbie Catlin on Zen as well, local to Mystic. Jacob Clements, RTN 2023-2024, Skirmish 7, ProQuest 3. Fantastic amount of wins for Jacob on Icelander, and Ryan Brommel on one of the Prisms, OG Prism, isn't it? So that's the flavour of book for Prism there.
The Icelander Prism matchup is rather unpleasant for Icelander. It can be won, but good lord, is it not easy or fun? So I have to guess that Ryan took this one down on that side. Which of the Zens came out on top? Who could possibly know? But I'm going to go with a Zen Prism final.
Indeed. Okie dokie. Jacob showing how good a player he is because he navigated that one. Okay, so Zen versus Icelander.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, Zen is one of the reasons to play Icelander in LL. And if you can navigate your way through a Prism, you can definitely navigate your way through a Zen. So I'm going to guess that Jacob took this one down. Okay,
let's see. There we go. Jacob Clements, the winner. Fantastic win for you, Jacob. Showing just how good a player you are. Well done. Well done indeed.
That's a hard one to do. So well done.
Okay, that's it. That's all the games. So let's see how the meta map for the UK pans out. So this is Scotland, Finley Freer on Chain, and Marco Casadillo on Zen Tamer of Purpose. Sort of like only living legend up there. So North remembers indeed.
Certainly does.
This is sort of like the North Tyne and Weir, sort of like it's so stretched. I can't fit everything in when there's loads of events. So this is everybody sort of like around the Tyne and Weir area. Obviously, we saw Valda with Tom Barnaby Pass, fantastic win down there. And Paul Goodchild kicked it off with Dromo Ashar his first week on LL. Right, okay. Into the middle of the country. Well, into the just
the middle
about,
of the north of the country.
Yeah. Just about north. There we go. EH Gaming, Cam with Prism, sort of like Fanboy 3, George Jones with Lexi, Mac Duggan with Zen Tamer of Purpose. Big shout out to Rob Catton. He's put in so much work. He got into so many top 4s. Him and Team Belittle have done really well up north of the country, pulling in results.
Those 2 guys are incredible players, and it shows every time they turn up and play anything. So, yeah, congratulations to them both.
Okay, the Midlands, a slew of games in the Midlands, including sort of like our very first Welsh, FAB event in Welshpool. I can't remember what it was called. That was it. Cosmic Collectibles with Shy Edgington on Victor. And that's where Rob Catton picked up his first win on Dice Cup as well. In the fourth time of asking, I think that was. So well done, everybody. South east of England, sort of like we have on the very eastern edge, sort of like Eric Sievers on Zen, helping Zen get there. He didn't really need much help, but why not pick up a championship?
Every little helps. I'm not going to complain in the slightest.
Aaron Eady. It's always nice to see an Emperor slap bang on the map. sort of like putting his stamping his authority down, even though sort of like in the lore he's actually dead. But long live the Emperor in Aranidi. This is the southeast.
Don't worry. That necromancer that we're getting eventually is going to be all over the Emperor's corpse. I promise you that.
We'll be back to Volcor. He's travelling back round. We've had Aria. We'll go back to Volcor and we'll have a new Emperor. It's just like, could it be
look at that. Look at the card art on that Call to the Grave. There's no way you're telling me that ain't some necromantic magic going on right there.
Yeah. Or it could be some Empress. That'd be quite nice. Arachne. Solitary confinement, just showing sort of like the beginning of the skirmish season, just how effective he was against Zen, and a fantastic pick for Matthew Kenworthy. So well done. And then we go sort of like over to the far sort of like west of the country. Ed Cannon on Blaze. Blaze has picked up so many wins this season. She's come in and actually taken over sort of like Kano's mantle. The Wizards are still one to be feared, that's for sure. Kit Valentine, who won her at Excelsior Comics. Last week, I neglected to say he won an RTN 2024. So well done, Kit.
Well done, Kit, indeed. No, I think, truthfully, Blaze might have won the most events in the UK here, I think, at the end of the season, regardless of Zen's dominance. And that's very telling about the type of player that we find ourselves with here in the UK. They do enjoy a bit of Wizard. And by golly, is that Blaze quite good.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, she's the first event we had at UKGE, she won it. So made a splash straight away.
Absolutely.
Over to London. It's very green in London, isn't it? Briar, Reiner, a smattering of red. Well done to Spellbound. Your first main event for FAB. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Got a pro quest as well. So fantastic result for you guys.
Happy to hear that.
So we will be covering that. So that was the skirmish season. I don't know why I've kept this in. Okay, right. Okay,
next week there are no events. If you're interested in playing more Living Legend,
no, because you should be at a pre-release. So get to your pre-release.
He's right. Yeah. There's a new set or something. Yeah.
So ProQuest Europe. This is now. Whether or not we're going to have ProQuest Asia, ProQuest USA at different points, I don't know. But these are everywhere the minute where there are events. Thank you to Ben Westmore for getting this together. The green ones are draft, if draft is your flavour. But the rest are all classic constructed. I am going to Dice Cup on the 5th of October to record. And then hopefully I will be continuing my recording in Living Realms in Castleford. So I'm doing a double header. So lots of games to come. And it's kicking off the ProQuest season, so we can see sort of like these new heroes in action in a classic constructed format.
Very cool. Yeah. Lots to look forward to here. I will personally find myself at Void Games in Crewe and Fanboy 3 in Manchester for that weekend in the middle. I might find myself at EH in York if I'm lucky enough to get a ticket. I might find myself somewhere on the 26th of October, depending on how desperate I find myself at the end of the season. So we'll figure that one out a bit later on. But if you're looking for me for a quick win or just to bully me about my appearance on Baz's channel, then you can find me in one of those many places.
We don't have any bullying here.
No, you don't have any bullying here. That's very different.
Okay, so if you haven't liked and subscribed by now, why not? Click the subscribe, click the notification so you know when the next meta report is, or when the games come up that I'm actually covering in ProQuest. If you want to support me further, I have hats. I've still got hats, snapbacks, baseball caps. These are £15 each, or if a beanie is more your flavour because winter's coming, they're a tenner. So all you have to do is just drop me a message on Discord, and then I'll give you the PayPal details. I am going to Leon, so come and find me at Leon. If you put an order in, I'll bring them with me. And more importantly, I have my Leon dice. So Baz the Bard commemorative dice. Let's come and find me. Get your dice. Just go, Baz, can I have a dice? And I'll say yes if I have some still in my pocket.
Yeah, I will also be in Leon, so come and find me so you can have me direct you towards Baz to give you a dice.
Nice. Cheers, Scott.
You're very welcome.
If you see a Pokemon hat, you know that's Scott. If you see a white-haired dude running around like a madman, you'll know that's
I don't
me.
know. I've got a feeling I'm probably not going to be wearing the Pokemon hat somehow, but we'll see. We'll see.
Righty. As always, Scott, thank you very much for all your hard work. Oh, okay. In Ireland, Patrick McNamara. Well done, mate. Thank you very much. Sweden, Erica Forslov. Even though she was in America, she still manages to get me all the results. Absolutely amazing.
Fair play. I want nothing more. I got the pleasure of watching her feature match during the world premiere. I just wanted to see her texting the results to you midway through the game. That was the level of dedication I was expecting from Erica.
Richard Carr, Tom Evans, Steve Broder, Ian Porter, James Armstrong, Otter, Roy, the keeper of tails, have all supplied results. Thank you to everybody. Sorry if I've missed anybody off. I had my face in the premiere event like a lot of people did, seeing sort of these new cards hit the table and seeing some cards that hadn't been spoiled yet. So the weekend was taken up sort of watching the calling, the premiere event, and trying to get these results done.
They all understand. Sorry for not correctly reporting on your FAB. I was too busy watching FAB, which is a very valid excuse to any FAB player, I think. So you're forgiven.
Which was FAB. There we go. How many times can we get FAB?
Too many, evidently.
Patrons, thank you so much. Andrew Rayner, Bolful, Mike Kerslake, Callum Dorling, Darren Burdock Latter, Ross Hewitt, and Adam Hale. If you wish to support me and become a patron, you get 10% off of Buy the Same tokens, which on my streams, on my recorded videos, you will see those. They're a fantastic set of tokens designed by Ed. Thistle Tavern, you get 10% off Flesh and Blood products. So if you want singles, especially to fill out your Miss Vale collection, or more importantly, to get those Rosetta cards, so you can hit Leon and hit sort of the Pro Quest running, go to Thistle Tavern. And PCG grading, every level, the level of your commitment to me, basically you will get that back as a gift code every quarter. So £5 level will give you £15 back, and the $7.50 will give you $22.50 back every quarter. So what you pay in is what you get back. Okay, so Scott, for the third time.
Why not? Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us for this season of the Meta Report. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves so much and enjoyed Baz's incredible commentary about the events across all of Sweden and the UK. If you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it very much. But until next time, that has been Baz the Bard. I have been Howling Mines, and you have been amazing. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again very soon. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.